Yes, everybody, Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well, my friends. If you're new around here, thanks for joining us. 23,000 of you are, so thank you. Not today, but subscribers. But if you like what we do, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. We are in the midst of the January transfer window. We're day 4 into the transfer, and I thought, you know what we'll do? I'll do another roundup just to get us all on an even keel going into obviously the weekend with the Bristol City game. Then we've got a couple of weeks off actually until we have the Sheffield United game because of the winter break. We have this sort of half the league play next week and then the other half play the week after. So we've got a week off. So anywho, if you I did a little video this morning about a new deal at West Ham, and lock has been broken between West Ham and Divine and Barmers and his representative apparently. So we shall see. So they're resuming talks in the next few days. Now, Russy Rumour Roundup. The original Rumour Roundup, the original Russy Rumour rating as well is back. You'll be pleased to hear. We'll go through some comments and then we'll go through it. We won't go through loads today, but I think some of them are quite interesting. And yes, we will be talking about Eric Dier. And I'll give you my thoughts as well. Michael, good afternoon to you. Please don't say Dier rumours have legs. I'd have Dier rather than Lingard. 5 million, I'll take him. FTBL West Ham, thanks for joining us. Jan, good afternoon to you. Scott, actually, what we will do, no, we'll do it tomorrow. We'll do the members draw tomorrow, because I haven't sort of got to sort it out. We'll do it tomorrow. Can't see West Ham breaking the bank. Me neither. In Jan, maybe a couple of loans. I think it's going to be unless we sell, I can't see us bringing in loads of people. But I think there's still potential for some movement. And tomorrow, what I'm going to do is go through my wish list, my predictions of the Premier of my January transfer, what I'd like to happen. And so we'll do that live, and you can agree, disagree with me. Jiminy, hope you're well. Papa Firth, hope you are well. Michael's here. Oh, there's loads of people here. Talking about letting Dier go on a free. We'll talk about that in a minute. Garino, hope it is a big laggy. Should be a bit better now, hopefully. It was literally as I pressed the button, it went all funny. So hopefully it should be a bit better. Percy, good afternoon to you. Can't see us signing anyone. We will sign someone, Matt. We will sign someone. If we sell again, we'll have 30, 40 million max for transfers. West Ham say, well, Fabrizio Romano has said 30 million price tag on his head, permanent only. So if the Saudis want him, they've got to pay 30 million quid. Personally, I think it's a bit of a mistake because I think he's a good player. But we'll see. He's happy to stay. He loves playing for West Ham. He likes the Premier League. I don't know whether the Saudi Pro League, apart from the money, would interest him. Apart from the money, maybe, but it is a job. So we'll see. I doubt we'll get anyone substantial this window. I think it depends who leaves, in all honesty. Gabriel Sarr is someone I want to see us getting in January. Brian, hope you're well. Having a good Christmas. Not too bad, apart from this bloody cough. Please say we have got Guirassy or Jonathan David joining us. Okay. Ethan, hope you're well, mates. Garino. Again, I couldn't speak for a minute. Ain't for sale. Not keen on Dier, not one bit. Would rather go for Tar or push pineapple, shake the tree. That's Zagady for anyone else. Dier be a great selling bet than Dawson. I mean, that's the thing with the whole. you can't turn any signing really down now. Looking at Craig Dawson, that was the epitome of a signing which none of us wanted. So we'll see. I like Aged. Tommy B's in the chats. Dier would be a good substitute for Alvarez. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. If Neff goes, get Jonathan Tarin. I want Zagadou. Matt's here. Richard's here. Nice to see you. Is Jake back at school now? Is it quiet in the Cox household? What about Mama Cox? Is she finished now? Is she back? Garino, too expensive. Mo's in the chat. Dier thinks some more signs don't interested. Would Spurs want to do a deal with us, especially with Levy? Dier, Maguire, or none votes, says Michael. We'll do that. We'll do that another day. Right. Let's start with some transfer rumours. As I said, a bit of a roundup. And also I'll give you my... I've kept a tally. I keep a tally for anyone new. I think during the summer transfer window, we got up to about 160-something players, which was a record for players that I've been linked. I've done this. So we'll see what happens when it comes to... the end of January. Let's start with this guy. Andre. Guy I've been linked with previously, the Brazilian international midfielder, and West Ham could well beat Premier League rivals, apparently, to the signing of him. We know Moisey needs a sort of central, top class central midfielder, I think, and definitely as backup. We've got no cover for Alvarez, and that's an area I want us to look at. And I'll talk about that a bit more tomorrow. And we definitely miss when Alvarez isn't there. But Andre Tindande of Fluminense is someone we've been looking and be tracking for a while. Back in summer, which we were expected to make. To have a bid, we were expected to have a bid accepted, but nothing happened. And it was claimed that Fulham were interested in him and saw him as a replacement for João Palhinha. However, that seems to have gone by the wayside, and João Palhinha probably isn't going to be leaving Craven Cottage this January transfer window. So it seems that potentially the scales have swung back in our favour when it comes to Andre. Now, in terms of Brazilian media outlet Trivela claims that the Hammers could now beat Fulham to the Stars' signature this month. He's 22, defensive midfielder, as you know. I mean, the only slight fly in the ointment for me is the price tag. They're looking around £30 million for him. So if we sold someone, I don't know, like a defender for £30 million and maybe reinvested it in someone cheaper, and then spending the money on someone like Andre to come in, potentially, that could potentially work. I mean, his playing style does suit the English game. He's hardworking. He's the type of player that we would all get behind as fans. Really tough tackling, a bit like we are doing with El Machine at the moment. We love a combative midfielder, and Andre is one of them. And he's very similar to Alvarez, gives us the opportunity sometimes to play a double pivot of Alvarez and Andre, two very combative midfielders. And that could be an option which we haven't got at the moment. The Russy win rating, the original win rating, because of the price tag, I give it 50-50. I give it a Lamar. For anyone who's an old Lamar now, I'm 50-50. See. Let's have a look in the chat. Let's see what we get. What about Scott McTominay? Don't think it's going to happen, Mo, to be honest. If we sell Ben Rama, I would love us to get in Langer. They won't sell. Actually, they might do because we'll probably have, I think, next week. There's another two rulings on points deduction potentially. Another one for Everton, apparently, and also Nottingham Forest as well. So they may have to sell. Again, as our first choice for Zuma. He is indeed. No, that's why I don't think we should sell him, but we'll see. I'd rather McTominay rather than Gallagher if it was Guirassy or David or Core in as Stuttgart for Aged. Thanks, Brian. I know what you mean. Brilliant CDM he is. Could be next. Is the Betway sponsor getting scrapped next year, I think. Where is Stein? Well, he was in Monaco sorting out a deal for Tina Kira apparently over the weekend. No, yesterday. Grace deal was reported by ITK and this was around a few weeks ago. So reported we are interested in Kilman. Yep, Anton spoke about that, and I'm going to talk about a little bit more about Kilman tonight. Hammers headlines. What we got here? We ain't signed that Brazilian. He's signed for Benfica. Marcos Leonardo, I believe you're talking about. Again, he's number one. I totally agree. Salir from Freiburg, good player. Dier is a smokescreen. Can we sign Russy B as a defender? I'm sure can do. Thanks, Mo. I was a very good football player, actually. Thank you very much. More of a combative midfielder rather than a defender. Perfect replacement for Paqueta? No. Totally different player. Joan, hope you're well. West Ham need to clear out. We do. Jim Cressor will go. Only for play, we'll buy him. Only for time we'll play. As I said, I've always said this. It's I might get it made as a t-shirt. And it's going to say, takes two to transfer, because it does. And although we want to get rid of a load of players, we want to chuck them out, we want to clear the decks, people are going to have to want to buy our crap as well. So it's whether they buy it, whether we can sell it. Any news on Youssef since Tim was in? No news on that. Fofana or Andre, slightly different players. I think Andre's a bit more of a recognised CDM. Fofana's a bit more of a box-to-box. For me, I think Andre would come in and do a good job in terms of our sort of CDM role, personally. But hey-ho. Let's talk about another defensive midfielder. I'm sure you all know who this is. This is Morton Frendrup. And apparently West Ham are showing interest in the Genoa midfielder, according to a report from Tutto Juve. Serie A giants Juventus are also keen on the 22-year-old Danish international, while the Hammers could face competition from Crystal Palace, apparently, in the Premier League. The report in Tutto Juve claims that the Hammers could offer a fee of around £8.5 million for his signature. The midfielder has been a regular starter for Genoa this season. 18 starts in Serie A so far. He's registered 4 assists as well. He's a defensive midfielder by trade. And his performances have caught the eye of several big clubs, including West Ham, because we are massive at Juventus and Crystal Palace. In terms of looking at his stats on who scored, averages 4 tackles a game, 1.2 interceptions. He's a out-of-the-box defensive midfielder. And obviously would be £22 million or £21.5 million cheaper than Andre, potentially, for someone who's roughly the same age as well and has experience in European football rather than obviously just Brazil, which obviously Andre has. Russy B, because of that, has actually given him a 6 out of 10. So I could see him being slightly more likely to sign than Andre, partly because of the price tag. And this is in reference to the January transfer window. So that's why I could see that happening. And actually, think about it, a lot of Brazilian players will obviously go in January because of the way the Brazilian season falls. So that's why you don't really see a lot during the summer, because it's very much in the mid-season for them. What we got here? Doubt that we will get Dier. Wait and see, lads. Also interested in Malin from Dortmund. Yeah, I think that's going to be a part of the domino effect. I think Sancho will go to Dortmund, and then that frees up someone like them to sell Malin to get some money in, because obviously one loan in, and they can maybe sell Malin, and that could be something we're looking at. He's one of the players. There's 4 strikers we were looking at, I think. Umbredo expires 24-25, expires 25-26. After the 25-26 season, we can't put any more betting, because you're allowed to keep the existing ones going, aren't you? If they're already existing contract, which is what they were trying to time down to a longer deal. Cressor was laughing on the bench, leaning into a staff member. Yeah, you see, he's not putting me in. We can part with rest. Yep. Might do, but maybe the call of the Premier League. We homegrown players like Guirassy to keep the quota or promoting youth. Keep an eye. That's why we're going to get Eric Dier, isn't it? Clearly, this is an area we need to look at in terms of CDM. As I said, we look so much weaker when Alvarez isn't playing, because then we try and get. So I'm just looking at Joe's just looking randomly at the window. Because then we try and get, sort of that double pivot with Souček and Jerry P, and neither of them can do that job very well. Alvarez is an out-and-out box CDM, and he's the glue that holds the side together. So for me, having someone who can come in and do that, because naturally as a CDM, you're going to get more bookings, you're going to get injured, you're going to get in the midst of things, so you are going to pick up injuries, you are going to pick up suspensions. And so, maybe for some of the lesser games, some of the games where maybe he's got a niggle, having someone we can put in there and actually carry on going would be a lot better, I think. And so I can see. I mean, the thing is with Andre, £30 million, you know, it's a lot of investment for someone who could be a backup. Whereas someone like not Freiburg, Freundon, he to me is a bit more, he's got a bit more about him in terms of the potential that could happen. But we'll see. We'll see. What else we got? Good evening, Cyberpunk. Russ, moving Kieran is an early indication we're doing our business quick, smart, thanks to Steinton, indeed. Or similarly, it's maybe you've at Monaco because they want to get in early because they know that I think there's about 8 or 9 clubs in for Tilo. So being the first one there, job done. Russ, any news on the Brazilian striker we close? If you're talking about Marcus Leonardo, he's heavily linked with going to Benfica. And so that could be where he's off to, Benfica. Obviously, he plays for Santos. Santos were prepared to let him go. Originally, his release clause was 100 million euros. Then they got relegated for the first time ever in their career, in their history. So it's gone down to, I think, about 18. So to be honest, we should be sniffing around for that. No, we should try and, if it's 18, 20 million euros, fuck it, get it done. But I don't think it's going to happen. Why would Tim jet out to Monaco just for? Well, that's apparently what we were told. So that's why I think there might be something more to that, or maybe he's doing some stuff in France. Definitely Souček upgrade. No, I don't think he's an upgrade for Souček. I think he's a replacement for. He's a backup to Alvarez. Honestly, we look so much weaker when we lose first team. The drop to the squad is huge. I've been saying it, Michael. I'm saying like a broken record. 1 to 12, 1 to 13, we're very good. As soon as we get past 13, we look very poor. And the Brighton game just showed it. Apparently, we have had 4 bids in for strikers and also a centre back. Soufal for Frimpong, no, not going to happen. Competent double pivot might mean we don't concede as much possession and territory. Indeed, it's why I wanted Gabriel Sara from Wolves. Yes, it's Norwich. I don't know what's going on with me. He's a vision like Paqueta, but runs with a ball like Kudus. Yeah, possibly, but again, it's one of those things where I've seen no one else has really gone in for him, and Norwich been playing okay in the Championship this year, so hoping he's another few in a deal. Ricky, you all right? Russ, then simple. I'm sure the lads want to play ping pong with Frimpong. Indeed. Who's next? Who is next? Let's have a quick look. Who is next on the old Russy Rumour rating? The original Rumour rating. It's this guy. Anton spoke about him yesterday, but I found a picture of him doing the crossed hammers, so therefore I thought I would talk about him a bit more. Dier, a guy which not quite the use of a Nesri links in terms of the frequency. I'm sure we'll probably be linked to him soon. But someone we've been regularly linked with, the Salernitana striker. And apparently we have set our sights on him, and we are definitely going to get him because he's injured. So there we go. We're definitely going to get him. We definitely need to look at improving our attacking ranks. And a report linking West Ham with Dier comes from Italian media outlet Guirassy di Salerno, who also linked the forward with several other Premier League clubs as well as the Bundesliga side in Eintracht Frankfurt and 2 other Serie A sides for the 27-year-old. The likes of Fiorentina, AC Milan, Everton, Wolves, West Ham, and Eintracht Frankfurt are after him. And apparently, all are relatively unwilling to meet the price tag of around 20 million euros. He was linked to a move in the summer with Wolves, but the Serie A club did not sanction the move. And this led to actually him going on strike sort of after the international break. But ultimately, he resolved differences with the club. They probably paid him some money, to be honest, and carried on playing. However, with the speculation around him, it could be something that he may be looking to move on. He featured in the 2020 World Cup, playing all 3 games, plus the last 16 lost to England, scored once against Qatar. He'll obviously be at the AFCONs at the moment. He will be at the AFCONs. He does have an injury at the moment, which to me means that we're probably buy him because he's injured. So there we go. Sorry, Russ, late in the chat. What's word with Sancho? I think it's going to be Dortmund. I think Sancho's Dortmund. And I think then that opens up Dortmund to get rid of Malin, who's someone that we're linked with as well. Russy B gives this a 6 out of 10 because he's injured. So it's just like West Ham to sign an injured player. But he should still beat the AFCONs. I think he's not bad injuries like Guirassy's injury. Right, let's go for some more comments. Is he better than Antonio? Younger version, 27, so 6 years younger. Similar type of player, runs the channels, very sort of Moyes type player. And you know, I think we've always had this, and you know, even if it's 15 million quid, I think, you know, it ain't a bad deal. A bit like Guirassy, we can talk about in a minute as well. It ain't a bad deal, and I think, you know, where we spend it, you know, Hallow as a record signing, Skamaka, you know, 40 million, you know, 15 million, less than, you know, 80 million. It sounds crazy thing of it. It's a bit like pump money a little bit now, isn't it? It used to be like 10 million, but now a little bit more like 15 million. Sort of not pump money, but the risk isn't so bad. And if you sell someone like Ben Rama for maybe 20 million euro, 20 million, you know, quid to the Saudi Pro League or something like that, or Fulham or Lyon or Marseille or someone like that, then that money could be reinvested and it wouldn't be so much of a risk, so to speak, rather than laying out, you know, 15, 20 million out your pocket straight away. I actually thought our bench looked strong at the beginning of the season. But when you don't give them minutes, they're all going to go off the pace when you need them. Hence 5-1 at Liverpool. See, part of me, Richard, is I agree with that, but their bench plays for a reason. They haven't, you know, they haven't shown enough in training to upset the apple cart and get in front of people, or they come up from injury. Now, not being funny, but as I said, someone like Fornals, someone like Ben Rama, these guys have had over, you know, 250, 300 appearances. You know, they're professionals, and they just look like they're just going for the motions. As you might say, oh, it's because Moyes has demoralised them or whatever, he hasn't played them. Well, if you're doing, you know, if you're in a job and the manager don't like you, there's two things you can do. You can sulk, or you can, when you do get an opportunity to shine, you show them that you can. I mean, look at the difference when someone like Ben Rama or Fornals comes on compared to someone like when Obama comes on. When Obama comes on, he runs his fucking arse off for 10 minutes or half an hour. He keeps running to show people, you know, and it might not make any difference in Moyes' mind, but he's trying. Whereas the others, I just think there's been a couple of games this year where we've played them and they haven't shown us what they wanted. And the likes of Tilo Kehrer, feel sorry because he's a nice lad. Thanks, sorry, because he's actually going to play first team football. But he's doing the right. They're doing the right thing with him. What does Newman actually do at the club to earn no age and involvement in transfers? I have no idea. I mean, we thought he was going to go when Tim Steindon came in, but apparently Steindon has personally requested he stayed because he was heavily involved. I mean, he sorted the whole Brazilian network out, and so he sees his value in like establishing networks. And I wonder whether he has any any sort of saying when we did the whole thing with the Austrian club. Well, yeah, where's Andy Irvine? When's Andy Irvine coming? We bought him, didn't we? When's he coming? I don't know. Won't by any noise his choices. He's cost his money over the years. Tim will choose who comes in and new coach at max end of the season. Hopefully soon to watch that crap Moyes serves up as Razor. Sixth, I know it's crap in it, sixth in the league, and most wins ever in a calendar year at West Ham, and manager of the month as well, nominated. I'm joking, I'm whining about Razor, but I think there'll be, in terms of ins, there'll be lots of Steindon in, or there'll be the majority being Steindon, but he'll give Moyes one. So, like in the summer, we had all the likes of Kudus and Alvarez and these guys that have been scouted, and Mavropanos, JWP came in. That was Moyes' one. And I think he'll get one. And I think I know who it'll be. Just watch the Ironcast John Moncur, what a legend he is. He's skipper. And don't forget, we've had John Moncur on our channel doing an hour and a bit long interview, checking the playlist. Great guy. Sancho 375 to play golf. Where's this all gone? That's it. To play golf. Sell Ings and Antonio. But someone needs to buy him. That's what it's always easy to say. Sell him, get him and him. Ings might be going to Wolves. Could be an option. Antonio, unless he goes to the Saudi Pro League. I would like to sign at West Ham to sign Morgan Whittaker from Plymouth. there we go. Dier is like his name suggests. Russy, if Dier's 15, I'd go for the second option. Yeah, I'd agree. What about Ings? Yep, we'll talk about that later. What we need is another Dier for Sacco. Maybe Dier could be that person. True, but we will get another Marco Boogers. No way to Dier. Spurs, and he didn't get a game, just like Harry Maguire 2.0. When you compare Dier's goals to Guirassy's. Things about Guirassy is he's very much this year found form, which he hasn't found probably in all of his career, in all honesty. Dier's always scored goals wherever he's gone. Not loads of goals, but he's always scored goals. Guirassy has had bits and starts, but this year he's having a phenomenal season. Obviously, Stuttgart are trying to could potentially cash it. The fact is, he's only got a £15 million release clause or £70 million release clause on his contract. Shows how much Stuttgart really value him. Because if he was actually, if that, this season's come a bit of a surprise. If he was already banging in, if last season he banged in 25 Bundesliga goals, they'd have got him a new contract and given him a £50-60 million release clause. Just my opinion. You force yourself into the squad, onto the bench, and onto the pitch. Totally agree, Jimmy Lee. Totally agree. Won't come cheap due to wages and indeed, yeah, probably right. What's the price in Tony? Would it be too massive? Very expensive. Any right fullbacks on the list? Not today. We'll come back and carry on that. He's just on a new deal. Also, will probably stay. 100 million. Yeah, it's a lot of money for him. Who's the one that you'll think it will be? Oh, I'll come to it in a minute. If we spend a fair chunk in Jan, that means that Paqueta is 100% off in the summer. Possibly, but then we don't forget I think also we'll have, depends how far we go in Europe as well. And we've already earned more money in Europe already, roughly, than we have winning the Conference League last year. So, and if we get a better league position as well, so at the moment it's £2 million league position. And I think last year I did the sort of the finance thing, like a sort of idiot's guide to it, like a week or so ago, last Friday. And like one of the biggest downturns was the league position from 14th last year. Previously, we were 7th, which is roughly 14 million quid. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. What we got here? Moyes won't be a Matt, plus only signed contracts given to keep his price when selling. There's no point. There's talk about Ings going to West Brom. West Brom have no money, not used to him, indeed. If the Qatarians come in, Paqueta is going nowhere. Not so, mate. You see it on late in the season. Dead man walking. Thank you, Tim Noble and Sully, says Razor. Anyway, let's talk about who else we've got to talk about? Let's have a quick look because I can't remember. We're going to talk about Eric Dier. That's what we're going to talk about. Eric Dier. Now, as we know, there is a rumour that's, I don't know why I said it like that. There's a rumour that he is being eyed up for a move by West Ham in January. Now, everyone poo-pooed it. And everyone, we're not going to, Spurs aren't going to do any money for us. But according to David Ornstein, who's someone I do respect, and it was Ornstein, not Ornstem, with the M at the end when he said Kudus was playing at the fake account. The actual David Ornstein. He was on the Rio Ferdinand podcast Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. And he claimed that he may well be available on a free transfer in January. The 29-year-old has barely played under Ange Postecoglou. He's played 4 Premier League games, just under 200 minutes of action to his name. We are looking to boost our central defence. Kurt is suffering from fitness. He keeps getting banged. Nayoff is obviously going to be the AFCONs. Nayoff is obviously subject to potentially £30 million bids from likes of Saudi Pro Leagues. And as I said, he could be available on a free transfer. This is what he actually said. He said, Hugo Lloris has already gone to the LAFC. That doesn't bring in a transfer fee, but it moves his salary off the wage bill, which is currently crucial in Spurs' financial fair play. They would very gladly do the same with Eric Dier, who is out of contract next summer and is not in their plans. Now, this is my thought process. this is my thought process. We need, I think, 2 centre-halves in January. I don't think we need one. I think we need one as a replacement to Aged, and I think we need one more who is not backup, but you need, I mean, particularly something like Tilo Kira going as well. Now. I could see this one happening. And I'll tell you for why. Not only does he play centre-half, he can also play CDM, which is an area we vastly need some cover. Now, I'm not saying he plays a C, not saying he's better than Alvarez at all, but he can come in and slot in at a CDM level as well. We all turned our nose up to Craig Dawson, didn't we? We all turned our nose up to Craig Dawson, and now it's a situation where Dawson was probably one of our best ever signings in the David Moyes era. Him and Bowen, arguably, at the moment. I'm sure hopefully be some more in the coming soon. But I could see this one happening. I really, really could. He is the Harry Maguire rumour of the January transfer window, I think, for us. That's why I'm giving it 7 out of 10. Now, I know some people are going to be anti him, and I get that. But I think this could be the one Moyes signing. This could be the signing that not appeases David Moyes, but he's a gimme. He gives him what he gives him this one, so he's giving him this one at all. So that's what I could see. I'm not saying he's going to be the centre half, the starting centre half, but I could see using that money maybe on someone like Andre, maybe someone like buying a Jonathan Tah or buying a Zagadou, and having Dier in there as well. Also, homegrown. Tick. So that's it. Now, I know you're going to get, I'd rather have Danny Dier. I just throw up in my mouth. I know. But hopefully you can see my reasonings. Will cost the bombing fees, and he wants Champions League football. But I think 27 depends what they want to do. Leverkusen want to do, to be honest. 3 equals big wages potentially. But you've already saved a little bit by what's his face going in. Kira going. You've saved a bit of wages there, and again moving on potentially. The wages is not too bad. I know because we managed to still go below, and I still think the likes of. I still think we're might have a couple of guys that get on loan, like Barmer and stuff as well. So can't hear the Zeg. I know, yeah. I wouldn't want him. I want Zagadou. I think he's great. Can't wait. I wanted Dawson. No. Oh, did you really, Matt? Come on. Did you really? I don't think so. No Spurs left over, and certainly no Maggot to Maguire. Our defence is dodgy enough, and Thierry is not going to improve it. He's a spud. Always be a spud. No. Please, no. We need youth, pace, and this is the complete opposite. I know doubt, but I think this is going to be the Moyes signing. I still think Steigen's in charge, but he'll give Moyes one just to appease him, and I think this is it. Same as JWP. JWP, in the great scheme of things, has nothing that would tick any boxes for Tim Steiner to bring him in. He's not, for that 20, whether we spent on him, we could have probably got some French. We could have got Fofana or someone like that, but we didn't. We got JWP. So that to me said that was an influence from David Moyes to get JWP in. With regards to club ownership, it's likely that a new investor will be installed just after it falls within the sustainability and FFP season. It would be at the start because then you would get, because the finances will run until May. So it'd probably be from June, wouldn't it? For that exact reason. It's definitely Moyes player that could work, to be fair. If it's a free, why not? That's what I mean. I'm for Fofana and Zagadou and a few more vowels would be nice. Do we know how much Dier would be? Well, it would be homegrown. But he would still, because it's been in the country for a certain number of years, isn't it? So although he came from the academy, I think the homegrown quota is you're basically an English-based player. After a number of years, I think that's how it works. Why would we let go? He's doing all right. I agree. But I think money talks. Dier is versatile, can play set back like Wise liked him, can take deep set pieces. I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility. Oi, oi, Matt, Anton's in the chat. Nice to see him. We all want the Red Bull negative system. I have to be consistent. I don't rate Dier. I don't say I rate him. Didn't say I rate him, but I could see it happening. That's the thing. We don't want Dier. However, if we get someone's at the front, someone's there. If we really don't want Dier, however, if we get him and he wears the shirt, I'd back him. No to Dier, McTominay. I don't even see this as a Dawson type signing. I do, Anton. I do. I just think it's one of those. I don't think it's. I think with Dawson, I saw when he came in, and that's about what Matt says in the chat. We all went, "What the fuck? Why? Why we got him? Why we got him?" No, I can't. I don't think one person said. And if they did, they're probably lying now because hindsight is a great thing. And I could, and for me, this, from a holistic perspective, has more tick boxes, more boxes are ticked than when Dawson came in. Dawson's centre half, tick. Premier League experience, tick. Dier can play number positions, tick. That to me already makes him a more useful signing than Craig Dawson at the time. Obviously, hindsight's a great thing, but I think they could. I just telling you, and again, this is not me. I don't rate him, but I could see it happening. We need to make a bad signing or two of the best teams. Had worse signings in the past, so it happens. Indeed, he's very average, and Dier is of similar quality. Cannot get into a floundering Spurs side. I think he's just fallen out with the manager. He's on a Maxwell Cornet. There's something going on. He doesn't want to play for the club, or he wants to leave, or whatever. Please don't say Craig Dawson in the same breath as Eric Dier. Any news on Timo Werner? Not at the moment. Spot on, mate. I mean, hate Moyes to the core, but he's coaching towards fans and media who ask questions. Dier would be fourth choice centre back, but a fill in for Alves. That's my point. We have not got someone who can just fill in half a dozen positions. Every decent club has someone who can do that, really. Yeah, but we haven't got that person. And as I said, he can play centre half. He can play defensive midfielder. We look so crap when Alvarez is out, and if it means Dier comes in on a free, mind you, I know we've got to pay wages and signing off it, but on a free and occupy two positions at least in the squad, that would obviously give us more flexibility to maybe spend money on a more attacking side signing, or get that fullback in we want. Don't know. Rather with Connor Cody, but Connor Cody's going to cost us money. That's the thing. He's going to cost us. Okay, let's rephrase that. Connor Cody is going to cost us a transfer fee on top of a signing on fee, on top of an agent's fee, and on top of everything else. England international. To be honest, I haven't watched him. I haven't watched him enough, so I haven't. In the same way, unless you watched Dawson week in, week out, the highlights, you wouldn't see it unless you watch the whole game. I don't know. We should be getting a better alternative than just Premier League has beans. True, I get that. No, I get it totally, mate. Get it totally. As long as I don't give Spurs a pen like Rice did for us. Yeah, indeed. Anyway, who's next? Have we got any more? Oh, we got Guirassy as well. Just the latest in Guirassy. Ex-WH employee said on his podcast the other day that we're continuing to work on a potential deal to bring in Guirassy. He's going to be in the Africa Cup of Nations for Guinea, which might put a bit of a pin in that potentially might do. But I mean, Antonio coming back from injury could help us in that. X was saying Tim has worked on this potential deal. Although I must stress there are many others key on the player. Not only his performances have attracted big clubs, but the fact he's on a £15 million release clause means there's competition for his signature. Another stumbling block is that he's going to be playing in the AFCONs, although they're not expected to advance due to a very tough group they are in, which is very true. I'll give you my ratings first. Let me give you my ratings. 7 out of 10. But I think it's only going to happen if we get him for £15 million. The way I see it, the priorities, and I'm going to be talking about this tomorrow anyway in a bit more detail, giving you my wish list, is central defence, and then I would say midfield cover, left back cover. I think the left wing, up front is probably our least, although it's the one we want to see most. I think it's our least biggest priority this January transfer window, because I just think there's other areas we need to invest in. Let's see what we got. Why is Dier free? Oh, they want to get off the wage bill. They want to get off the wage bill, Carl. They did the same thing with Hugo Lloris. Went on a free transfer to LAFC, didn't they? That's the thing. Whoever Moyes gets in, he'll use them. I'm a better centre back than Dier, and I'm 51, mate. Man United's different around him. Yet Guirassy as well. But I said, Guirassy, is he the answer as well? He's had a very average career, the 27-year-old, until this season, where he's just found some form. And as I said, he's still got £15 million release clause in his contract. If the club saw any potential, not potential, but if they saw of how he was going to perform this season, they'd have already probably offered him a significant new contract to get that deal in terms of getting rid of that release clause, like what we were trying to do with Paqueta, getting the £85 million release clause taken out of his contract. But they haven't. If Dier's versatile, the Moyes will play him as a striker. Sounds great. He's the same as Hargreaves or Harrison, not classed as homegrown, will take up a viable spot for better play. I'm going to check that infinitely. I'm going to check that. Grace wants first team football. We can offer him that. Can we? Can we? So if we did buy him, all right, and say he starts up front, Bowen on the right, Kudus isn't left-footed, Paqueta, you've got four people playing for three spots. Would you drop Kudus? Would you drop Paqueta? Yeah, but that means you'd have to drop Souček, and he won't drop Souček. Souček's on track to get his best goal return for West Ham in his career here. So I don't know if we'd offer him first. That's why I think if we're going to go, we're going to only get a forward on loan, I think, or one that's dirt cheap. I don't think we're going to get something like that, personally. But I know we're interested in him. You sold Dier to me. There we go. Just on Dier. They don't sell to us. We always sell to them. Makes me sick. That does indeed. We should have sorted out midfield cover when Moyes decided to loan out alternatives again after another flaw of this guy. See, I think Flynn was bought just for the home quota. In all honesty, I don't think he was ever, for 10 million quid. We bought the likes of Scarmacca, we bought Aged, we bought, Areola, we bought Tilo Kira, Paqueta, and you thought Downs was a bit random, and I think it was for homegrown. Is he one? He could well be, and knowing our luck, we'll buy him and he will be. Adams is the same price. Adams is a few years younger, yeah, but he's not Montpellier. The thing is, again, it takes two to transfer. Will Montpellier want to get rid of their top striker midway through a season? Would Stuttgart want to get rid of their striker? I don't think so. I'd rather Ekitike on loan with an option. That's what I think is going to happen, Richard. For me, Ekitike is a perfect option because he's available on loan. With an option, offer him an option to buy or whatever. He can play up front. He can play left wing as well. Dier would be another ordinary player that would moan about every week. Let's spend money on quality or keep him in pocket until the summer. Yeah. Who does he replace? Exactly. No, I think he's got a year and a half. I think his next summer he's out of contract, I think. If not, even this summer makes more sense. Sadly, we'll be gone this summer, I think, if the investigations go away. Depends when they've been it's going on forever. Prefer Ekitike, I agree. We need a left wing. You got Paqueta Alvarez, yeah, right. I think we should try and sign Andre. Go right to the beginning. We spoke about Andre and Ekitike. Yeah, I agree with that. Dier is useless. I don't see him surprising us like Dawson. Dawson is a grafter, works for the fans. Dier thinks he's better than when he walks in the pitch around the fair assessment, Trini. Fair assessment. But we don't know until he puts on a West Ham shirt. If he signs, of course. That's just my thinking. Don't see Guirassy joining unless Ings is sold. Ekitike more realistic. Yeah, I agree. Ekatike could be good for us. I think he could be. He's young. He's 21. He wants to play football. I think he was sold a bit dirty at PSG. He reminds me a lot of Thierry Henry when he was a younger player, on the left hand side, and then obviously Wenger converted him more into a central striker. He's got a lot of that about him. How much could we generate through sales? 4 or 5 players sold could maybe get 70. Depends what it is, Ryan, and depends. Again, it takes 2 to tango. Depends what you sell. You could sell again to £30 million, no problem. Tilo Kehrer, we're not selling. We got £500,000 for him for the loan deal. So that's not sold. We've got Ben Rama, 20 million maybe. And then the rest, I think you're going to get pennies for, in all honesty. Fornals, you might get 10 million because he's got another year on his contract now. Ben Johnson, you're probably not going to get much, couple of mil. If we sold Cresswell, couple of mil, but you got to replace them, innit? And so I don't, and I think realistically, is a club going to come in and buy Cresswell now or wait till the summer and get him on a free transfer? Same with Fornals. Unless a side desperately needs a left back, unless a side desperately needs a midfielder, they're not going to pay if they can wait 6 months. Anyway, we won't get us unless it goes to Saudi Arabia. I think we'll get one. I think we might do, but I don't think we won't sell again until we get one in. Ekatike and Zekadu are both ballers. We need to stop being blinkered by first team. Most managers have 2 players for every player, and they are rotated to keep them fresh and competitive. True, but they don't rotate. But then Pep Guardiola doesn't rotate. Klopp doesn't really rotate Salah. Klopp doesn't really rotate. There's certain players where they, Man City, Ederson doesn't get rotated unless he's injured or got a knock. Same as Haaland. There's certain, I don't sign up completely to the squad rotation type thing. The fact is, someone like Fornals has probably still made 20 appearances this season. And people would say he's a squad player. Still made 20 appearances this season. He still had starts. He still had, and same as Ben Rama. These are the squad players, but we do rotate, but I don't think, but we rotate maybe off the bench, or we rotate, let's say, from the starting position. We've got a starting 11. Our starting 11 is fucking good. When everyone's fit, our starting 11 is fucking good. And there's a reason why we're 6th, because that side is getting wins. No two ways about it. The league table don't lie. Yeah, we could have been lucky. We could have not nicked that one. Same way we could have lost this one, or we could have got a draw. We could have hit the post then. But halfway through the season is 6th. Our first 11 is good. Our squad is not. On paper, it looks good, but on the pitch, you don't. And was it Brian Clough? You don't win games on paper. And that's what we need to improve on. I think Ekatike would be a class going forward. Agreed. More Henri type. I get latest on Neighbour Brown could be off to Luton if we get a forward him. if Antonio would go to Luton, I don't think he would. Brendan Deals on loan would have been good for us. Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has. He's gone there. He's mental, isn't it? Full Johnson up to the gate. He did. Yep, got out on loan. Don't expect anything except loans. Save money to defenders who could pass the ball in the summer. Yeah, possibly. Still injured, won't pass a medical. Wolverton got Sullivan to buy Flynn. Well, they're in the same things potentially, but I think a lot of that was done on the homegrown quota. Beast Mode is great. Beast Mode seems to have died. I think actually Antonio is going to come back. I think he's going to play on Sunday, and I think we're going to see. For him, he knows now. This is what I mean about fighting for a place. He's seen how we're set up now. It's not all about Michail Antonio now. It's about Bowen, Kudus, Paqueta. That's the 3. That's the Holy Trinity. If he wants to start getting game time and showing people his worth, he's got to fight. he's got a fight to get in that side. He's lucky in the moment because Kudus is obviously at AFCONs. So the chances are he's probably going to start most games, when he comes back from injury. Bowen goes on to the right, Paqueta on the left. But when Kudus comes back, if he's not hasn't been firing all cylinders, he's straight out. Still a few weeks away from returning. I think Antonio's going to be back. What are you talking about? I don't know who you're talking about. Many Spurs fans feel Salah's played even when he's gashed because he will moan if he drops, which he feels has been at times a bit the same as some of our players who threw their toys away, didn't it? We are sick because West Ham are massive. We need to upgrade our bench. I agree. Has Johnson been playing his future? He has two reasonable games. He's been playing very well. I thought Ben Johnson has. See, someone like Ben Johnson to me deserves should be not worthy of a more contract, but I'd rather get him a new contract than Angelo Bonner because I think, again, Johnson can play in a number of positions. He can play in 3 positions for us and is a very useful squad player and he's homegrown. I don't think we should get rid of him. I think we should keep him because actually, yes, he's probably not the best right back we've got. He's probably not the best left back we've got. He's probably not the best centre half we've got, but he can do a job in all 3. And I thought he played all right the other day. And it shows that Moisey, because I suppose he wasn't going to play Tilakira because he was ill, although he wasn't ill, you know what I mean? So, do you think any manager with this squad will be successful with Moyes that makes it happen? And I'm sure, the quality of the squad means it would be the quality of starting 11 should be, but I don't know beyond that. But then I don't know, possibly. I think the players are great. When they're on fire, they're fantastic. Before Moyes knew about the AFCONs during the summer, especially of our African-based players, his lack of foresight, broadly. Tim Steinden's in charge of the transfers though as well, isn't it? So he looks after the recruitment as well. So that is not all on Moyes, English Yardie. That is Steinson as well. That's so I think we would have been all right we'd have been fine if Antonio hadn't got injured. Personally, but it's only for that one. I think don't forget we've only got one more Premier League game in January. We're going to miss a couple. There's a couple in Feb, and that's it, really. So I think we're going to come out relatively unscathed in the Premier League with that. Antonio's going back. Seen Guirassy play many times. No one good enough for the Premier League. Agreed in the Antonio position. Hopefully we'll play on Sunday. We'll be the same. 6 out of 10. Get him gone. I'd swap Antonio with Adebayor. Adebayor's a beast, isn't he? Why wait for Antonio Fire as he won't be? Score 1 goal for the team for 10 games. Give Antonio now. If it will buy him, Brian. That's what I keep saying. It's easy to say, let's get rid of him. But we're not going to just let him out for nothing. We'll have a price tag on his head, and it'll probably inflate it because naturally would inflate a player your value to get as much money out of him, and then it will take another club to go, yeah, he's worth that. But I don't think he does. These games that versatility is a bonus. Only issue with buying a striker is it blocks the path from Barmer and Marshall. Personally, I don't think it does. I actually think it actually opens up randomly opportunities for Barmer and Marshall. I think you buy a forward in, you can send Barmer and Marshall out on loan to both get game time and develop. Their development will be heightened dramatically than if they're still in the club. Because yes, Barmer got half an hour on Tuesday, but he might not get any games, and he might play Bristol City game, but he might get 10 minutes of the Sheffield United game if he's lucky, and 5 minutes, and then nothing on the bench, and they're not in the match squad there, and then under 21s. For me, getting a forward in means you can send out these kids on loan because you've got cover there, and then they can flourish. I mean, look at Jermaine Defoe. We sent him out to Bournemouth, wasn't it? And he beat Pele's record. That's what Mbama needs. That's what Marshall needs. If Marshall, if it's, I think, Colchester, we're looking at Marshall and Mbama. If we went to something like Watford or something like that, perfect. I actually think the opposite to that. But anyway, what's the one player you want us to sign? Eric Dier. No, the one player I want us to sign is Ekitike. In January, Ekitike. Missed a couple of Premier League games, finished bottom of the last time. I think the problem for Jono is but he never will be. He never will be. There are about 5 players need to get let go. We should replace them with 2 qualities and promote for 21s for the rest of the place. Yeah, sounds good. Been saying about Adebayor for 3 years. My local needs a striker for a pub team. Oh, I'm busy that day. Who do you think we will sign? I think we will sign Ekitike. And I mean, let me show you. I've got the The list has started. We're up to 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We're up to 25 in 4 days. So there we go. That's not exhaustive, but that's the list so far. I think Ekatike, and then the rest I think is dependent on who comes in and who goes. So I still think we're going to get a centre half. I still think we're going to get a Premier League centre half. Whether it's Eric Dier, whether it's Joe Worrell, I still think, that's going to happen. But I don't know. Most Premier only have 2 dedicated centre forwards. It's attacking intent and midfield, which has the biggest number of players. And indeed, there's so many goals we've got. Anyone going for the door needs to be better than what we've got. We need some game changes. Our bench lacks anything that we think will get a goal. That's why I think Papa, to me, I totally agree. And that's why I think we're looking at, for me, loan signings, because I think they got something to prove. So someone like Hugo, if you brought him in, and it's a loan obligation to buy, if he scores 5 goals or whatever, then he wants to prove himself. And then even if it's off the bench, or giving you an option, or can go 2 up top, or moves Paqueta into the middle, and we can give Souček a day off, or give JWP a day off. There's options there. There's more options. I think spending money on a player in January, unless they're ready to go, they might get pissed off. They might be happy where they are. So it's always going to be a bit tricky. The problem with a striker is who just hit. That's exactly what I'm saying, P-Gads. That's why I wouldn't buy a striker in January. I'd get someone on loan in January, and someone who can play in a couple of positions, like a forward. Like I said, again, for me, Hugo Ekatike or any sort of left wing centre forward player is the most likely, I suppose, to come in on a loan in terms of that attacking game, because that's what we need. I would like to get Ekatike. Martin from Chelsea, going to cost you 30 million quid for Martin, apparently. That's what Chelsea have set, and us and Dortmund have went, fuck off. Joe Worrell, definitely possible frozen out. Yeah, I think so, particularly Nuno Espirito Santos doesn't, not rate him, but and again, very Craig Dawson type player, isn't he? Puts his heart on his sleeve and goes for it. Yeah, the prospect list is back indeed. Ekatike, Paquetá, Bowen, Guirassy, get them onto it, mate. So where does Kudus play? Would be nice to hear the child sing Hugo again. Indeed. Oh, that diminutive Portuguese Hugo Porfirio, who never saw snow until he played Wrexham, wasn't it? Do you think the youngsters will start to come through next season, let the elders go? Well, it seems that we're going to be offering Ogbonna a new deal. We've obviously extended Fabianski's new deal. We've extended Soufal's new deal. So I don't think we will. I generally don't think we will. That's why I think the best thing to do is get out on loan and then come back and at least got some game time under them. If we're looking at British players at centre half, should we be looking at someone like Ballard? Yeah, Ballard from Sunderland, or Charlie Edwards from Wigan, or Ronnie Edwards from Peterborough. Yeah, we should be. And no doubt we are. No doubt we are. Anyway, peeps, thank you very much for your time. As per usual, it's been a lovely day. Thank you for your comments as well. If, however, you want to make any comments afterwards, let me know. Just keep. Is it really, Ken? How funny? Yeah, it must be, because it would have been this weekend, wasn't it? FA Cup third round. Anyway, if you're new and give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. Tomorrow, we'll go through my wish list, probably. The areas I want to see us develop, my thoughts about what we're going to do in each area. And, yeah, get your thoughts on that as well. Hammers headlines later on tonight. And, yeah, all good stuff. Then we get ready for the Bristol City game with the Dave Moyes press conference. Should have a Bristol City opposition fan on as well. All that good stuff. So take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, my friends. And come on, you bloody Irons. Irons!